Hello, here's Joaquin from the routine team with an update about what we did last week. First, we did some updates to the onboarding content that you get when you first register. Some things that we needed to update to reference the new editor and some things that we dropped, updating some links, things like that. The next thing is that we have a new slash menu. It's a little bit redesigned. As you can see now, there's sections with the different types of blocks. This is in preparation of having more types of blocks, so trying to organize things a little bit. And if you search, then you can see them in the group as well, with however they match. For example, like this. So that's great. We did a bunch of bug fixes. For example, the buttons were not shown as active. Before there was a little bug. Now you can see it's a little bit hard to see in dark mode. It's something that we're going to improve, but you can see that bold is active now, and if I press italic, italic is active as well. So that's working. And we had a crash related to hyperlinks when scrolling and moving around. The hyperlink editing pop-up we did the week before. We'll fix that as well to be ready for release. More things, we can make block quotes with the vertical bar and space, and we also added the shortcut to make the same with the quote and space, so that works as well. We did a big review on the enter, backspace, and tab behavior, also related to lists. So pressing enter and then enter again, and backspace to move back and then go back to a paragraph, things like that. Lots of work reviewing all of the behavior, and we found a couple of bugs. For example, when we have a block doesn't have content inside, like this one, when you press enter, now it makes a new paragraph below and you can start typing. So for example, same thing if I have a divider and I have it selected and I press enter, it makes a new block below. Before it wouldn't do anything. And we also fixed a crash in the middle of a list when you had an empty block like this one. For example, let me type something. For example, being here in an empty block, if you pressed enter before, it would crash, and now it just outdents the block like it should do. Like it does at the end of the list, same behavior. So that's good. And we reviewed a bunch of the old editor bugs to make sure that they didn't happen in the new editor. For example, there was one about the formatting menu hiding when you were adding formatting. And of course, you can press the different formatting options and the formatting menu doesn't hide. And there was another one related to the markdown shortcuts. So when you did a markdown shortcut like that, and then the caret would get reset to the beginning of the line, all of those things don't happen. A few of those we've been reviewing to make sure that we don't have the same problems. And finally, we did a small feature that is not in the release candidate, but will be released soon after. It's when you have a block type, for example, let's make a heading. If you backspace, this block's still a heading, as you can see by the size of the cursor. And now if you backspace again, then it turns it into a paragraph rather than joining it with the block before. So backspace in an empty block, it will reset the type to a paragraph first before joining it up with the previous block. So it's a way of getting out of a block type. Like for example, if I have a task and I press backspace, wait, that was undoing the markdown, but if I type and I press backspace, I get the paragraph, and then if I press backspace again, then it joins it up with the previous block. And if there's content, then it does what you would expect, which is joining directly up rather than resetting. And if you press enter again, then you get the new block. There we go. Yeah, and finally, we've made the release candidate for the editor. It's now in bleeding. We're doing testing, and we are heading to release super soon. Finally, really excited to get this out and to get all of the new benefits of the new editor, undo, redo, the visual selections, all of those nice things to all of you. All right, that's it. Have a nice weekend. See you later.